If you've ever uploaded a model to Nira from DJI Terra and the model looks shrunken or flattened like this, there's a reason for that. And so in this video, we'll go over why that happens and essentially how to avoid it. So let's just quickly jump into DJI Terra, create a new project, and we'll just call this CRS project and click OK. And we'll load some photos. And here we have a set of photos that are that's been captured relatively near us in Los Angeles. And by default, DJI Terra will choose a coordinate system that's based on the area that you captured. In this instance, it's 11N. You may want to choose a different coordinate system. And so in this instance, you can see I can switch from UTM zone 11N, which is EPSG code 32611, to another one here. It's recommending that I can also use California zone 5, 6424. So before we switch it, we should just ask why we might want to change it. And if I was to go to the defaults, which is the UTM, you'll see that inside of Nira, if we were just to leave it on default, everything looks and works perfectly fine. So I can see the car here, not the prettiest car, but only because we didn't have a lot of photos to capture the sides of the car and all that. But the actual scale and everything is perfectly fine. In fact, we can do a quick little measurement, for example, this light post or the stoplight, and you can see it's measuring it around whatever 7-8 meters. And if I wanted to switch to feet, I can just do that inside of Nira. So if all I care about is just having a different unit of measurement, I can just keep it on the defaults UTMs, which is what DJI provides, and just switch to the units inside of Nira, and I'm done with it. Now, if I wanted to change the coordinate system for other reasons beyond just the unit of measurement, again, I can go here and I can switch that. And again, the main reason why you might want to use a different coordinate system is just because you are working with a surveyor or someone that's doing line work, and they just prefer to work in their more localized coordinate system just for a variety of reasons, most often because of just accuracy. So here, instead of using the UTM zone 11N, which is 32611, we'll switch to 6424. And again, you can find the exact EPSG code that you'd like to use just by typing it in the top here, and then DJI Terra will kind of narrow down and show it to you there. Now, if we were just to click OK here, this is where we'll run into the issue. And that's where we had that problem where the model was shrunken or vertically shrunken inside of Nira. And the reason for that is because we've changed the horizontal from the UTM to this California state plane. And the UTM was using unit of measurement of meters, where this is now using the unit of measurement of feet. But what we haven't done is we haven't changed the vertical datum, which is still stuck on meters. So we need to change that to also be in feet. So you'll see that in DJI, they'll provide, or DJI Terra will provide some recommended options here. So you can see unit of measurement is feet US. So we just want to make sure we're matching the same here. So I'm just going to click this first option here. And then there's another option here for the geoid. In this instance, we can just use the default, and that's going to work just fine. So if at this point we were to turn on any one of these options, everything will work perfectly fine. Everything will be to scale vertically and horizontally, and we are good to go. And again, we could have just left it on defaults and enabled everything just with the UTM zone, and everything would work perfectly fine inside of Nira as well. But of course, there may be circumstances where you need to use a very specific coordinate system and make sure that it's going to work in every application. And just to be clear, what I was showing you with this issue of this being shrunken down like this is not a Nira bug. This is just a issue where the output that DJI Terra is providing is just skewed. And again, the reason for that is because the UTM zone is using a unit of measurement of meters, which you can see here, and the other horizontal datum that we chose was using a different unit of measurement, which is feet. And we just need to make sure that the vertical is also using in feet. So everything else is perfectly aligned. And just to clarify, when you do process things, even when they're not in the right coordinate system, so if I go over here and I try to find that same data set that I've uploaded Nira that does look shrunken, you'll notice that inside of DJI, it looks perfectly fine. And the reason why it looks fine here is just because what you're uploading to Nira is different than what DJI Terra is visualizing in its viewer here. You're looking inside of DJI Terra, you're looking at the B3DM files, where what you upload to Nira is the OBJ files, at least currently. And so the B3DM files, they don't necessarily use the same coordinate system that you specify here, whereas everything else that you output, the Gaussian splat, the point cloud and all that, will actually use the coordinate system that you have here. So again, just to kind of reiterate, the bug is really, I shouldn't say it's a bug. The issue is that you're outputting data in a format that's not really to scale when you're using a mismatch of coordinate systems. And just to hammer home on that, you can see I've brought in that same OBJ file that you would have uploaded to Nira. And if I was to zoom in and try to navigate to it, it's a little bit hard for me to navigate this application, but you can see it's kind of flat. It's a little bit flat, and it's hard for me to navigate this, but it's certainly the same data that you would see inside of Nira. Anyway, I hope that clarifies things. If you have any questions, just feel free to comment and we'll respond to your post.